Once upon a time, there were two 13-year-old boys who wanted to make money at school. Every day, they dreamt of how to make this dream a reality and came up with a plan to sell snow cones. They wondered, how can we make the simple idea of selling snow cones better? They wondered, how can we set ourselves apart from just another snow cone business? How can we improve the customer experience? One day, they had the idea of making an online snow cone ordering website. This system would allow customers to easily order during any time of the day and pick up their orders during lunch. They imagined the sales pitch of scoopsandstuff.com. Easy to use, customer experience, and fast quality orders would all be the focus of their business. But how would they build the incredible website? Luckily, they didn't have to look far. Turns out, I was one of the kids, and for the last 2 years, I had been learning to code random projects. Because of that, I found that by taking my years of experience, I could research and teach myself how to make a full-scale web server from scratch. So I taught myself how to make the backend, database structure, and the front end. Turns out, making a web server from scratch is not easy. I had never heard of a database or what HTTP request meant at the time, and everything was new. It took me a couple months to complete a simple web server with a full backend, front-end, and database communication. The skills and knowledge I learned from that experience were so much more valuable than a bit of money. Because of that, I saw things differently. I was now able to understand what went into making a website and application. I understood how they worked on a technical level and was able to understand how much potential there was for coding. A couple months later, I was looking up domain names for fun and eventually searched for the name Gingy.org. Having no idea or plan what I was going to use it for, I impulsively bought it. Only a few minutes later, on the very same day, I had the first idea of improving my school's administration software, Journey Tracker, a software that was designed for Acton. As a daily user, I found that it lacked efficiency and features. I hadn't thought about it until that moment, but suddenly, it seemed that I should build something to fill Journey Tracker's gaps. That is how the mission of Gingy.org started. At Gingy, we free up time for learners to be leaders by removing redundancy and inefficiency. So, what is Gingy.org? In short, it is a new and improved version of Journey Tracker. Currently, Journey Tracker is not enough for our school. We have complex systems in place for working around problems created by the lack of features in Journey Tracker. Gingy.org, on the other hand, is a simple, user-focused, modern approach to school administration software that is designed specifically for Acton Academy, a school that is run by the students themselves. Acton students need a much different kind of administration system rather than traditional models ran by adult administrators. Acton students also need a much different kind, Acton students need a flexible platform that does everything from tracking work to tracking what snacks can be purchased every week. Gingy.org empowers the learners themselves to manage their work and tasks. An example is a very complex system by nature, which is auditing schoolwork. All of auditing is done externally in spreadsheets and documents instead of inside one piece of software. Another example of this is submitting work through a mix of documents in Journey Tracker. Mixing the two turns checking work into struggling with a giant spider web of links and documents. At Gingy, we put in the time and effort to ensure excellence so that Acton scholars have the tools they need to change the world. What if this dream became a reality? What if my school and all other schools no longer had to struggle with tedious systems? Not only would Gingy.org improve all the systems in place, but it also open the doors for any scholar to add their ideas and features by sending them directly to the development team. Nearly anything you can imagine can be integrated into Gingy.org. Those ideas and feedback from schools around the globe are the #1 priority when it comes to the development of Gingy.org. To develop this application, there will need to be a leader who understands the intricate systems of a thriving Acton class, as well as someone who has the skills necessary to create and lead the ongoing development. As some of you may know, the needs of Acton classes changes rapidly, and we need a program and leader that can adapt and keep up with the pace of the constant changes. I happen to know someone who might just fit the job description. I can get it done, because I've been at Acton for almost 4 years and have served in many leadership positions, struggling with creating and managing systems. On top of the experience in Acton, I've spent countless hours discovering and teaching myself how to become a full-stack developer to make this dream a reality. I've already been developing this application for over 400 hours in the past year and a half. Throughout that time, I've compiled a list of over 50 new ideas and features from my experiences in an Acton school. I've taught myself skills such as back-end development using Express.js and Node.js, database architecture using MySQL and a Linux server, and front-end development using jQuery, HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript. I'll bet you might still be wondering, why exactly we need this tool when there is an existing application? Why replace it entirely? How necessary is it really to create a whole new application for a group of schools that are relatively new and pretty small compared to traditional schools? Well, the growth of the Acton model is world-changing, and the world-changing learners there desperately need a system that better supports their learning. If we are truly going to make an impact on the next generation of learners, we need to ensure that Acton scholars have access to efficient and effective ways of recording and tracking their work. We need efficiency that matches the growth of Acton schools. Let me tell you a story that details the true need for Gingy.org. Imagine this. You have just turned in all your work that was due. The upcoming week will be full of fun and enjoyable activities. However, another scholar has just turned in their work as well and needs you to check it. Even worse, the deadline for work being checked and approved is 3 hours from now. So reluctantly, you get to work. You open link after link, juggling over 10 tabs at once, and finally, after a brutal 30 minutes, you have checked 1 out of 4 badges. Groaning, you continue this process in addition to going back and forth with the scholar on what needs to be fixed and answering questions about what you found wrong. What if, instead of juggling 10 tabs, spending half an hour checking a single badge, and dealing with other scholars asking you questions about feedback, it was all done inside of Gingy.org? What if there were built-in feedback sections for detailed, straight-to-the-point approvals? Now, I need your help because I can't do this alone. Since this application has so many capabilities, developing it as a solo developer would take hundreds, if not thousands of hours and many months of full-time development on top of the time I've already committed. Can you help me put together and hire a team? I need a team of 2 JavaScript full-stack web developers who are willing to jump headfirst into this project with me. I need developers who are willing to struggle alongside me as I learn from first-hand experience how to lead a development team. In order to create an excellent tool for all Actons that lives up to the hype, I will need work from people who truly care about the mission of Acton in reforming education. Any contacts of people who would be excited about helping me with this project would be tremendously appreciated. For anyone interested in helping, I will have a detailed plan for development along with a spot for contact information at gingy.org/team. I will also need funding for each member of the team in the form of a $55 per hour lump sum after each successful update that my team and I complete with excellence. Before each update, I will define what will be in the update along with a clear definition of completion. In return for funding, I promise to communicate with any team members immediately so that I can have a team assembled and ready to begin by May 24th, 2024, the last day of school, to begin development throughout the summer. In addition, I promise to deliver updates on time with accuracy and excellence, making feedback the #1 priority with adaptability throughout the development process. I also promise to cast the vision of Gingy.org to my team and the Acton network, to always strive for excellence through my development, and to lead the team with integrity and excellence. Lastly, I promise to use web development to help encourage problem-solving minds and aspiring developers across all Actons around the globe. And finally, I want to thank you all for your time and make one last promise: to always keep pushing forward throughout any challenges I face. Thank you.